What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we added 2 new flat rides to the western side of Toogii Land, which is actually the eastern side, but we're not going to talk about that. I was very much strapped for time. Thankfully, today, I'm not. However, there's a high of 94 degrees Fahrenheit, so I will most likely have to kick on the old AC unit. I'm only saying something because last time I didn't. People were like, what going on? What's that noise in the background? So now you know. But our goal for today is we're going to be adding our finishing touches to this western zone. And then once we're finished with that, I'd hopefully like to start to figure out what and where our next zone is going to be. But the first thing that I'm going to do is retexture this mountain. One of you, I don't remember who, I apologize, but one of you let me know there is a way you can actually change which textures are used in your park. So I've done that. We have 3 different red rock textures now to choose from. So I'm going to take a few minutes, get this whole thing repainted. From what I've seen looking through the comments, it seems like a lot of you really like the Bonebreaker coaster, but you have a couple of gripes with it, understandably so. The first of which being this rock color didn't at all match the color or texture of our mountain. Now that we've gone through and painted the entire thing, I think we've fixed that. These rocks don't stick out like a sore thumb anymore. Looks quite a bit nicer. So we have a bit more of a smooth, orangey rock texture encompassing most of the mountain. But on the inside, I've decided to go with a little bit rougher texture, still orange rock. I think it looks pretty dang solid. Your second gripe was that these doors in here used to kind of clip through the wall when they would open. It's quite a bit better now. Try to disregard those beams, okay? There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I could move them, but you don't have to get so nitpicky, you know? The third is it's too dark. So we're going to be fixing that momentarily. And last but certainly not least, if I can make my way on in here, we have 0 animatronics. There's nothing in here. You're just going through an empty mine shaft, and there's no gold. So we're going to fix that as well. The first spot that we're going to work in, though, is this little area that I've had carved out for quite a while, and I've just kind of been like racking my brain trying to figure out what we could possibly put in here. And I think I'm just going to try to make a scene of like 2 miners. Keep in mind, we don't really have miner animatronic models, but I'm going to try to pretend that 2 bandits are miners and they're fighting over a claim. So I'm going to try to make that scene in here. See you guys in just a few minutes. simple, but effective. I think it gets the point across, right? We've got a little pile of gold right here. I decided to take the light out. This model that we've got from the Steam Workshop does come with a light inside of it, trying to almost make it look like the gold's illuminated, but it does a little bit too good of a job at it, so instead I just got rid of them. We have 2 lanterns. You can see the 2 miners. They are actually bandits. Fighting it out, battling it out, trying to stake their claim in this here gold mine. I think it works pretty dang well. But we're gonna take a seat. I do have my headlamp turned off. Got a couple of lights throughout the mine shaft. Feel free to let me know what you guys think, of course, down in the comments. I should also mention real quick, if you see a light on the ceiling, I'm gonna bury it. Just haven't got around to it yet. Here's our scene. Can't really see it that well. That's a bit of an oopsie. Oh, and then those, like, more spotlight-looking ones. I kind of wanted to add those. Oh, it just broke down. That's a bummer. I wanted to add these because it almost blinds the rider, so they can't really see what's coming up next. You know what I mean? Adds a bit more of a fear element to it. What a good ride, though, dude. What a good ride. Okay. I still have one more thing that I want to try to put in there. Also, I will have to go through and put all the lights, like, bury them in the ceiling so you can't actually see them. But I want to put, like a waterfall type feature somewhere in here. I just don't know where I want to put it yet. All right, so once again, I cannot take credit for making this. Somebody else definitely made it. I just found it on the Steam Workshop. All I did was add the gold to it because it was kind of missing that. But it was important to me that we put it in an area where the tracks kind of cross. That way guests can have not just one possible viewing point, but 2. You saw that other car come around the corner, and it just so happened to be the same location, or right around the same location as the other scenery piece that we made. So this is really like the best part of the ride, I'm sure. But I'm curious to see if it changed our prestige whatsoever. So let's head on over to the queue over here, and we'll see what we've got going on. It's 10:59. I probably should have looked at that prior to checking it now. Did that go up? Let's check our finances. It's 3020, so we'll take 1059 divided by 35, as we do, to get 3025. Okay, it went up 5 cents. That's not nothing. Again, apologies for having to have the AC on today. I know you can probably hear it a little bit in the background, but I'm absolutely roasting in here, dude. So much so that the Danish that I grabbed for breakfast this morning is literally bone dry. It, like, wicked all the moisture out of it in a matter of, like, an hour. I'm not trying to complain, though. Let's move on to the next task at hand, then, which is going to be both renaming, well, not Hammer Time, but renaming this ride over here and recoloring the both of them. I just don't think the red for either of them really works in this area. So we'll start with Hammer Time, since we don't have to rename this one. We've kind of already done that. You know what? Let's grab the orange color from this that we used. We're just going to copy that guy. I want to see what this would look like. Orangey. It's kind of a theme that we have going on out here. That's really not bad. If they were both orangey, nice and simple, dude. I like it. I'm a fan of that. What about this guy? How do you even pronounce that? Coriolis? Yeah, we're gonna change this to tumbleweed. Is that one word? Is tumbleweed one word? Yeah. Can confirm. Thank you, Google. Tumbleweed. One word. Let's see what this one would look like. Orangey. Not bad. The yellow, same deal. Also not bad. Okay, I'm into it, dude. I think that's going to be about it for our finishing touches to the western side of Toogii Land. Again, technically it is the eastern side, but that means we can start to try to figure out what and where we want our next themed zone to be. An obvious choice would be just the opposite side of the park, the actual western side. And I'm half tempted, since we have like a desert area over here, I'm half tempted to try to do a more water-themed zone. So with that in mind, we almost have to go with a pirate theme, right? I mean, it involves water. There's a lot of different scenery objects that we have available. There's a bunch of stuff in the Steam Workshop for pirate theme. I think that's what we're going to end up going with. But to get us going here, since we know we're going to have a lot of water in this area, I think it's only going to make sense for us to have kind of like a boardwalk, right? So it's going to be the same thickness as our main path for the western zone, for the USA portion. It's just going to look a little bit different. Also, once we're done figuring out where the path's going to go, we're going to have to delete the whole thing so we can add water, and then we'll put our path kind of above that. All right, we're going to start off with this basic path shape. The reason I did it this way is so that we could kind of have it broken up into 4 separate quadrants. I feel like that's going to work out pretty well for us. However, I don't know that we'll be able to actually place the water. We will. And it seems like that's actually a really good height. Since we chose rough water, it's going to have some waves, right? And if your path is too low, the waves will occasionally clip through the top of the boardwalk, and it's a bad look. So I'm glad to see that that's not happening. I think that's going to work out perfectly, dude. Now what I want to test is if we had an imaginary queue, we would actually be able to build on top of the water. Sometimes if the water is too close to the path, it won't let you do it. So that checks out as well. Excellent. What I want to do now is just have a look through our blueprints to see what all we have that could be pirate themed. You know, something to help get the gears turning a little bit. So I'm just gonna plop all of these down so we can kind of see what we're working with. Okay, hat's fantastic. What is that? Oh, Caribbean or Caribbean. If you're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, it's pronounced Caribbean. If you're talking about the Caribbean, like the location, it's Caribbean. Man, I really like the Floridian Cosmic Cow. This is another download from the Steam Workshop. I downloaded this a long time ago. It could work. Maybe if we change the roof, right? Could work. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it for now. Again, just trying to get the gears turning. Here we go. This is very important. How could we not use this, dude? Well, we're probably not going to use the ones on either side, just because of the way that our path is set up. But we could definitely use the one in the middle. I'm into it. We'll plop it down over here. What else we got? A pirate ATM. We do kind of already have a pirate bank right over here that has an ATM. But let's put this down too. We don't know which one we're going to end up using just yet. A double shipwreck food stall. Okay, that is cool. That is really cool. Yeah, we have to. We have to try to use that somehow as well. Ascendance is just broken down. The rides actually haven't been breaking down as much as they used to, which is a good thing. We're only gonna be adding more rides out here, so that's the next thing I want to go through is like what rides. Oh yeah, right. This is really expensive to just place all of these down. We ran out of money pretty quickly, so let's just put her in reverse Terry. There we go. We got 9,000 bucks. We probably don't need to like place them all down. We can just kind of look at them real quick. That's a pirate toilet area. Very well decorated. I'm into that. Pirate drink stall. All right. Pirate first aid. Almost like a fortress. That's cool. Wait, what was this? Fortress burger shop. Now with working cannons. That's pretty sweet too. Pirate Harbor burger shop. Okay, okay. This would work really well because a lot of the buildings we're going to place down are going to need to be sort of like Stilted. This one is a Pirate Harbor gift shop. Got just a memento and hat's fantastic. Of course, we could always, you know, swap out the facilities for something else. That's an information area. Right on. Drink shop. Very cool. Very cool. Another... I love all the, like, shipwreck theme facades. This is another gift shop. That's a just a memento. Pirate staff building. Pirate themed shops. Oh, wow. Okay. Bigger than I was expecting. Some more turlets. Got a pirate villa with an ATM. Ooh, yeah, dude. Stilted burger joint. That would definitely work. And we could probably steal the pre-made... I'm just going to place it down for a second so I can check this out. Yeah, we could probably steal this pre-made wooden frame, and we could use it elsewhere. There really are a lot of different pirate buildings and pieces of scenery. This is going to be so much easier with all the pre-made stuff that we have available. Now we're getting into sort of like the Renaissance stuff, the sci-fi stuff. We have a smaller pirate entrance. That could work as well. Or maybe we just use that for a ride entrance. There doesn't seem to be as many buildings that are just kind of decorative, that are pirate themed. But like I said before, we could obviously use these buildings that have facilities, and we could just take the facilities out of them if we wanted to use them for something like that. When it comes to scenery, though, we've got a lot of options here. We've got the redcoats fighting the pirates, of course. We've got pirate camps, pirates shooting cannons. What is this? A radioactive shark tank? And the shark is green? Okay, that is sick. That is really, really dang cool. So, I totally forgot to mention this, but I did finally download some additional DLC. We have the Studios pack now, and I believe the Spooky pack as well. Finally just decided to do it. Something else that I completely forgot to mention that you guys are probably already commenting about is Planet Coaster 2 has finally been announced for fall of this year, 2024, dude, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it. I don't want to say that I knew it was coming, but I knew it was coming. I mean, let's be real. Planet Coaster went on sale on Steam for like $1. They're only going to do that if they're trying to like get as many people to play the original before the second one comes out. So, I will be playing that 100%, but it's not here yet, so I don't really want to talk about it any more than that. Ooh, yes, please. Dude, we've got basically like a Jaws scene here. That is insane. So I think this was part of the Studios pack as well, which makes me, oh, that dude just gets flung into the water too? Holy cow. This makes me especially glad that I finally downloaded the Studios pack, because otherwise we wouldn't have the animatronic Jaws that we see here. That is so sick, dude. So we got a bunch of shops and facilities we can use. We have a bunch of scenery, a couple of like default sort of buildings that we can use. But what about rides? What do we have in our ride department that is pirate-esque, pirate-themed? Rocktopus. Rocktopus could be good. I think that fits the theme pretty well. Overpower. Water rides. I feel like that's going to be kind of just tied in. If it's a water ride, it immediately fits the theme as well. We got the whirly rig. We can finally use that somewhere. It's very nautical themed. And then, of course, the Victory. I mean, it's literally a pirate ship that rocks back and forth. How could we not use that? But that about does it, I think, for flat rides. Track rides. Custom track rides. What do we have in here? Whoa, I've never seen this one. That's probably part of the Studios pack as well, or maybe the spooky one. I don't really know. This could be good. If we made the water a little bit larger, like the water area a little bit larger, I think we could probably find a good spot for that. And then, of course, we have these other, like, boat rides. Those would be perfect. For coasters, we have the water coaster, the Cascade. That would be good. Half coaster, half log flume. Speaking of log flume, where is that? Is it a blueprint ride? Or is it a flat ride? Did I miss it somehow? I know it exists. We've done it before. I actually cannot find this thing. So, is there research that we still need to do? There is. Okay. Okay, let's just go ahead and get that going. Because we gotta do it, right? We just kind of have to. And then I'll go ahead and research this other one as well, in case there are others that are locked behind them. Just so that we'll have a little bit of an easier time adding those pirate entrances to this area, I'm gonna go ahead and extend it out just one more space. So we'll basically delete this whole side and add a new one here, extend this down one, and then I think I'm probably gonna have to delete this. That way I can kind of build up the terrain. Or I could use rocks. I might actually just use rocks for that instead. You know, I was looking at this thinking, it's probably not gonna be that difficult to tweak it for a much larger path than it was meant for, but it has been. I've been just sitting here drenched in sweat for about 30 minutes, just trying to figure out how to make it still look the same, but also work for this much wider path. And the only thing that I can think of to do now at this point is to add these barriers, but before we lower them down into the ground so you can't see them, I want to test it with just a couple of guests. Maybe this group right here. They look like they're up to no good, so now I'm going to place them right yonder, and we'll see what happens when we hit play. If they're gonna stay away from there and just go down the center. Oh, perfect. Perfect. I would have tried it the other direction. Oh, and that works as well. Okay, nice. I would have tried them, you know, go in the other direction, but there's nothing over here that they would run to, so that's obviously not going to work. But now that we know it works just fine, I think we're good to select all of these, get them lowered down. I would kind of like to see what this looks like at night. It's perfect. It's actually perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. But now that we have those barriers lowered back down, let's grab another group of guests, preferably a little bit larger group here. And once again, we're going to set them down in the corner and see if they can navigate their way out. Oh. Wow, sorry about that, guys. They just kind of poofed. Let's try these people. I think I put them a little too close to the edge of the path, maybe. There we go. Okay, good. Don't get impaled on your way out by that giant beam sticking out. This looks good. Nice. All right, sweet. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really feel like we did all that much today. All the stuff that we did do, though, was very tedious, very time-consuming. What do we got? There it is. The log flume. Chopper's Creek. And then this one, we're not going to use in this area. Yeah, it's the sleigh ride, but it did give us another ride. 3,000 smackaroonies. We'll get the research cooking on that. Unfortunately, though, that is where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. But we've got our work cut out for us in this new zone. My homework is going to be trying to figure out which ride I want to end up adding out here first. And with that, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.